So good evening. I'm here with Skip Cole, one of the directors of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. I want to brief you all on what happened a little bit today, or what I can brief you on. So about 4:30 this afternoon, our detectives, who are members of a U.S. Marshals task force here in town, were surveilling a gentleman who was wanted from not St. Johns County, but wanted from South Carolina, and several warrants, one of which was sexual battery. He came to this area through some surveillance. We found out that he was here. One of my detectives noticed a vehicle parked in one of the parking lots close by, set up so he can watch and make sure that the individual that we were looking for was in fact one of the gentlemen that was inside the car. He sat there for several minutes, about 15 minutes to be exact. He saw someone exit, I believe one of the businesses here that looked very close to the suspect that's wanted out of South Carolina. As he watched, he saw another individual get out of the car, and a female that was also inside the car. The individual, which is the driver of the car, and that car did happen to be stolen, by the way. The driver of that car exited the vehicle. Our detective followed that individual, took him into custody. While he was taking that individual into custody, the U.S. Marshal and one of our St. Johns County deputies involved in that task force fired shots, ended up killing that individual here on scene. That individual also was wanted very, very close to solving this case, or closing the case, for a murder that took place in Jacksonville last week, a stabbing. So at this point, the United States Marshal Service is here. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Director is here. I'm here. Our officer did not shoot, did not fire his firearm. St. Johns County Deputy did, and the U.S. Marshal did. They are doing their part. FDLE is here. They have a MOU to work with or to handle cases involving the United States Marshal Service. So FDLE is going to take the lead on the investigation, and I'm here to make sure that everything's, since it is in Duval County, that we are just monitoring the situation along with Director Skip Cole. And I'll answer whatever questions I can. That's as detailed as I can get, really, at this point, but I'll answer whatever I can.
So how many people were in the suspect car that you were looking at? Was it 2 or 3?
There was 2 males and, from what I'm being told, possibly a female.
Okay.
Who did you say again fired those shots?
St. Johns County Deputy and United States Marshal Service agent.
Do you know, what agency the marshal belonged to technically, that he partnered with? Was he technically in his own agency with the marshal's office, or was that marshal's office?
A U.S. Marshals agent and a St. Johns County Deputy.
Okay.
Are you guys releasing the suspect's name?
We'll get that for you at some point, but I'm going to leave that up to the investigating agency, which is going to be FDLE. I assume they will do that whenever they're ready to do that, but right now I just wanted to give you guys the details, making sure that you all know exactly what happened. JSO did not fire any shots. JSO was here as part of the surveillance team and as a member of the United States Marshals Task Force, but we did not fire any shots.
Do you know,
Go ahead.
Do you know if there was some sort of encounter between the person that they shot and the deputy's agent involved?
I'm going to leave those details completely up to the investigating agency. I wanted to give our citizens an overview of what happened to make sure they're aware of what our part is in this, and because it did happen in Duval County.
And once his name is released, will you guys release the information in regards to the murder he was connected to here in Jacksonville?
We'll get that released to you all once we get all this stuff going. We want to make sure also that we are 100% cooperative with our partner agencies that are investigating. So we won't do anything until we speak with them to make sure they're ready for us to be able to do that.
And how long the road is going to be blocked off?
We'll try to get it open as soon as possible, but I would say prepare for maybe a few hours.
Is the South Carolina guy and the murder suspect the same person?
That's the same person.
Okay.
The same guy. He's wanted for 65, or that's police terms, but he's wanted for a rape in St. Johns County.
Yep.
And he was, I'm sorry, South Carolina. I don't know why I keep saying that. Forgive me. Don't mean that. He's wanted for a rape in South Carolina, and he is was going to be wanted for a murder here in Jacksonville.
Could you go over real quick again, Sheriff, once they arrived at the gas station, what transpired?
So our detective was conducting surveillance, was watching, because he looked familiar. The subject looked familiar. Once he was able to determine that it was him, they went in to take custody of the subject. The driver of the vehicle fled. Our detective fled, ran behind that driver, took him into custody safely. And while he was taking that driver into custody, then the detectives and the agent used deadly force. And the subject is deceased.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.